Hi, welcome back for another high-impact math instructional strategy. My name's Katrina Ingeldrum. I am OPI's Math Instructional Coordinator, and it's my pleasure to bring you today one of my personal favorite strategies to use in the classroom. These tasks are called Which One Doesn't Belong, and I think you'll see by the end of this video that they're a great, fun way to get kids talking about math and hopefully disagreeing a little bit. You may be familiar with the old website. They have moved to a new website called talkingmathwithkids.com, and you can visit these and check them out. Some of my favorite things about this website are, first, that it's free. Second, that I can use these tasks K-12. And third, that my kids can use these regardless of where they're at on my proficiency scale. So these have a lot of entry points, they build a lot of confidence, and they get kids really talking in ways that make it accessible for everybody. You will probably notice, first thing, that there's a navigation bar here. You can click shapes, numbers, graphs, etc. So you're seeing a lot of different types of representations engaged here. So I'm just going to click numbers for the sake of the conversation here. The way that this works, regardless of the one that you choose, is you pull it up and you give students time to think. So this can look a lot of different ways. For those of you that use math journaling in your classroom, great opportunity to have them write. For those of you who use a lot of discussion in your classroom, you might want to give them time to do like a think, pair, share kind of strategy. And there's lots of other ways that you can go from there. But essentially, you want to give them that thinking time and have them pick which one they think doesn't belong. Sounds simple, right? The trick is there's actually an argument you can make for any of these. You might have students say that 3 doesn't belong because it's the only single digit number, that 27 doesn't belong because it doesn't have a 3 in it. Lots of different answers that they could come up with. And my favorite tip for you when you're getting kids to start trying this is to let them know that ahead of time, especially in the beginning of the school year where you're still building community in the classroom. The level of comfort and camaraderie just isn't there yet. You want to get them out of their shell. You can just let them know that the answer that they pick is not as important as the justification that they provide. So there's no wrong answer. It's about how you argue that your answer is the right answer that matters. So that really helps with the confidence level. Another thing that I love to do with my kiddos once they get a little bit further in the year and they're really familiar with these types of tasks is actually give them the opportunity to make their own and then do a gallery walk. This is really fun for kids to think of which one doesn't belong tasks, and then they have to try to figure out a case for every single one why those wouldn't belong, and it can really create some important thinking processes happening in the classroom. Once they've had some time to think, you then want to give them the opportunity to articulate that thinking. So again, this can look a lot of different ways. You can have students do that think, then pair, then share. You can have students engage in classroom level conversations. You can have all four answers posted across the room, and you can have students physically move to those areas and then form teams that have to form an argument, and you can host kind of a debate in your classroom. That is, again, depending on the level of classroom management that you have in place and all of those factors. But this can become something really special for your students. That wraps up our really quick tutorial on how to use Which One Doesn't Belong tasks in your classroom. Once again, that website where you can access all of these for free is talkingmathwithkids.com. If you're interested in learning more about these tasks, there's no shortage of resources on the internet, so feel free to check those out. But I hope you found something that inspired you to bring it back to your class and experiment a little with your students. Hope to see you next time.